Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here we are with a new video. First of all, I hope all of you had a very lovely time with your friends, your family, close ones, loved ones, relatives, whoever it is that you are spending your holidays with. And I wish you all the best for this new year. May all of your dreams come true and everything that you want to achieve in life become realized. So of course, in today's video, we will be talking about a growing issue that had been going on pretty much since the 1950s, to be honest. And that is, of course, global warming. So for those of you that are basically interested in finding out more information about this topic, or just want to clarify certain things, perhaps you are one of those people who hadn't been aware of this issue or simply didn't believe in it, I have looked online far and wide for facts, graphs, statistics, everything that I could find about this to basically talk about today and to show you guys that this is something that we need to be more aware about. We need to take action, and if we don't, the consequences could be very dire. So without further ado, let us begin. If these sorts of topics interest you, be sure to like and subscribe for more content, as well as leave a comment for anything you'd like to hear about. Perhaps have a conversation in the comment section. You could feel free to leave any suggestions, questions, whatever it is that is on your mind. I would be very happy to answer, as well as I'm sure other people who are like-minded, like you and me, who perhaps have answers to your questions. Let us make a community. First of all, just a little disclaimer before I begin this video. I would like to underline that I am by no means an expert on this topic, nor am I in any field of study regarding ecology, physics, anything that has to do with the things that I'm going to be talking about. I am simply a person that is concerned about the well-being of the planet and want to educate myself on everything that I can, get my hands on, and better understand the core. So of course, the first question I want to touch upon is basically, what is global warming? Now, global warming is, by definition, the gradual increase in the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere due to the fact that significant increase in energy strikes the Earth from the sun and is being trapped in the atmosphere instead of being released into space. Now, in general, the Earth's atmosphere works like a greenhouse to catch the sun's rays, catch the heat, while making sure the Earth has enough variety of temperatures to allow the development of all different life forms that we know and see today. So it is not only beneficial for the plants, the animals, for us, but basically every ecosystem. If it wasn't for our atmospheric greenhouse, the Earth would be very cold, which I personally would not be a fan of, as I'm very sensitive to lower temperatures, and I have the unfortunate tendency to get sick, strep throat specifically, very quickly. It is basically a huge discomfort. However, global warming serves to be the antithesis of this. The main issue is that there is not enough sun, and the heat coming from the star is being trapped in our atmosphere, and this is causing it to accumulate. Because of this, the heat is being kept inside greenhouse Earth, and the temperature is rising faster and faster ever before in history. Now, the next question that is very relevant, of course, and what is climate change? What does it do? How does it work? So basically, it is a natural occurrence that when you add too many things to a bundle, the scale will tip and eventually be out of balance. And this phenomenon is exactly what's happening to the Earth now, today, every second that is passing by. Because everything in our world is connected, the one way or another, it is adding more heat or cold to the equation. It will cause things to drastically change. So 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water, and it's common knowledge, of course, that when water becomes in touch with heat, it begins to evaporate. When that happens, the water begins to evaporate into clouds, and this causes many storms to take form over our oceans, like hurricanes, typhoons, that later become unimaginable devastation that we can even still see present today. Many countries are still struggling to recover, and unfortunately, this is not about to slow down. There is about to be more and more devastation, and I really wish it was just me being pessimistic. Unfortunately, there is proof of this. There are so many tragic events happening every single day, and not everything is covered, of course, on the news. We just hear about the major cities. Another occurrence that is happening and has been happening, of course, is the fact that a warmer climate causes glaciers, mountains, and the polar ice caps to melt. And this, of course, signifies that the sea level is starting to rise. It's been rising gradually over the years. It causes confusion in the local wildlife that inhabits those areas. It causes them to migrate south and search for cooler areas, as well as release extremely harmful gases and toxins. Of course, I'm talking about the polar ice caps, not the animals, into the atmosphere that were trapped under the ice for thousands of years, and now these things are being released back into everything that we're breathing, the animals are breathing. It is harmful. It also causes the weather around the world to shift and change its pattern, bringing rain and snow to places where it hasn't been for thousands of years, or it just isn't common, and making it difficult also to predict what the following patterns will be. For example, it is so easy to notice this on the day-to-day where I live. I live close to the mountains, and usually, at the end of November, we would already have snow, and by the end of December, or even now, it would be pretty much up to our knees, and it's been snowing only just a handful of days a year, and everything's melting away due to the fact that the increase and the decrease in temperature is extremely irregular. So you can even observe these things where you live, take note of how it's been changing over the years. I know in the country where I live in, winter hasn't been the same in many, many, many years. So one of the most common causes that we all know of and consider the most, and firstly, of course, are the greenhouse gases, and the increase in using resources that involve the burning of fossil fuels that release tiny itty-bitty particles into the air and trap the sun's energy into the atmosphere. This can be found in gasoline, diesel, kerosene, natural gases, as well as petrochemicals such as plastics, pharmaceuticals, etc., fertilizers, oil even. It is also used to generate power in our daily lives, so not only just for public transportation. The second cause, and one of the most polluting, and something that the majority chooses to blissfully ignore, is unfortunately animal agriculture. That goes hand in hand with also feed production for said animals that lead to treating food with harmful chemicals and eventually to deforestation, to expand and create more space for these animals that are being used. And one of our most beloved areas, parts of the world, being the Amazon forest, that is the only reliable shield that we have between the power of the sun and the safety of devastation. And it is being cut down every single day. Acres of land of this beautiful beating heart of the world. Carbon emissions from cars, businesses outweigh all other sources of air pollution in much of the United States, Europe, Russia, and China. It is said to be the leading cause of global warming, and I, for one, am a very firm believer in this. Of course, there are other causes that led to where we are now, but unfortunately, this is something that has evolved due to the fact that the demand is higher. There are more people in the universe that are demanding more food. For more information on this topic, be sure to watch the movie Cowspiracy for an in-depth view on this issue. It really explains everything in depth on how animal culture is causing such harm to the universe. Of course, there are other causes that inflict harm onto the earth, like the abundance of plastic in everyday use, objects that harm animals and contaminate the oceans, using our electricity and water sources such as not recycling or segregating our garbage. I, for one, am still guilty of that, but I am working on it and working hard. I'm certain there are many, many more things that contribute. These are the main problems that I at least took note of. I think that they're the most noticeable in everyday life. While everything in this video may make it seem like it's very dark and grim for humanity at the moment, but there is still hope, for sure, that had lit a fire in many people around the world that decided to come together and make change happen for the better. Every small action you make towards a more positive future, where we live in a clean and green world, is worth everything. The birds chirping outside your window will be thankful. The trees on your way to work or to school will be thankful. Most of all, your body and the earth will be thankful, being the vessels that you need to take care of so they can take care of you as well. In the next video, I will be discussing what you could do to contribute towards creating a brighter future for yourself, for your children, and for everyone else's children's children, and everyone else who's going to show up eventually on this planet. How to create better habits, as well as eliminate the little unnoticeable things in your daily life that contribute towards global warming. So hopefully this video in some way, shape or form was inspiring for you. It provided some insight on these issues that we have to deal with, unfortunately, and hopefully it lit a fire under your butt that you will be more aware and more conscious of everything that you are doing. And in the meantime, I want to wish you all a very lovely day, evening, wherever you may be.